What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle Renee from IamMichelleRenee.com. And I'm so excited to be back with another interview with a truly dope Black woman, y'all. Welcome to IamMichelleRenee.com for the very first time, and I'm sure first of many times, Miss Stacy Marie Bowers. How are you?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, friend.
I'm great.
Listen, okay. Y'all always know I got a backstory about everything. So Stacy is extra special to me because Stacy is the reason I'm a Delta. Like she's my big sister in so many ways, not just as a friend, but like for real. She's my big sister in Delta. She's my big sister in life. So Stacy, I'm so honored to have you on my platform today. Thank you
You
for
know,
being
I
with
can
me.
let another day go by without coming and joining you, girl.
Listen, I'm just proud of you because you are so fly, but I can't jump into that until people know who you are. So tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what your brand is.
Okay, so I am a mom. I'm a single mom. I'm a business owner. I go by Stacy. Like all my friends call me Stace. Um, So one thing about me is that I love where I'm from. I'm from Pass Christian, Mississippi. We're right at the bottom of the state, right outside of, like, if you go over the state line, there's New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I'm from a really rich culture, rich history. And I think that me growing up in such a diverse environment, just culturally diverse, such as, with the New Orleans life and all the swag, that has made me the person that I am today. I'm very grounded, and I think I'm kind of witty too.
Very, very borderline clown because you love to cut up.
I'm
Love to
like,
cut up.
one-liners are my second language. Like,
Yes.
like when people like, this is me every day. Like, it's whatever you're presented with, whether it's social media or, if you see someone on a billboard, like, I'm the same person. I'm sure, Michelle, you can vouch for me on that. I'm probably the same person that you met 18 years ago. And I'm sure, like, I have friends that I grew up with who they're like, oh my gosh, you were saying from like when we were 8 years old.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, in a good
Always
way.
funny.
In
Always
a good
funny. Always helpful. Always straight up, which I've always loved. Like you're straight up. This is what you get, and
way. It is what
it
it
is
is.
what it is.
Yeah. Jinx.
Like I love that about you. Let's talk a little bit about Stacy the businesswoman.
Oh, so Stacy, the businesswoman. I own an insurance and financial services agency. I've owned it for about 7 years. I'm one of the few Black women that has successfully broken into the industry. So if you ever see any of my other dope colleagues, like these Black women who are owning their agencies and doing their things, really, really do show them love and
Yeah.
go and get, a little advisement, because it's really, really hard to not just walk in a lane that wasn't designed for Black women, but just wasn't really designed for minorities at all. And so even though insurance is hundreds of years old, like probably like 110 years old, even though it's an aged industry,
Right.
we're still just now getting to where we're trying to take steps to make progress for equity in our
That's
industry.
big. That's big. And that's something that I noticed about it. So when I first found out about you moving into that space, I was like, that is beyond dope. And then it's such a large market in Texas. That's like really big. So I think about that and I understand what it requires of you as far as dedication to be able to do something like that because you're also a mom. How do you balance that? What is that like?
Oh, I don't, you know, I've I don't even know how I balance things some days. It's the normal, like, sometimes uncertainty, unknowing, not knowing things. Listen to me making up my own words,
Yeah,
unknowing.
that's all right.
Um, Sometimes not having an exact formula for it
Yeah.
helps you, because while I can hold myself accountable to trying to balance things out, I also know how to make adjustments, because when you have 3 kids and then you have a business and you have your employees and then you have your clientele, you have to be able to live life on the fly. Like, life can't always be scripted, and it can't always go by, the timeline or a set formula, for dates and standards that we often
Yeah.
place on ourselves as women unfairly. And that's
I
one
think
thing about
that
me.
speaks volumes.
That's one thing about me. I've never been, one of those cookie cutter moms. I understand that each one of my children are different. And I understand that how I balance the 3 of them is a little bit different as well. I will tell you this. So my children, let me introduce them to you guys, because they're my heartbeats. I have Cameron, and he's 20. He goes to community college. He works in his mom's office. I'm trying to groom him and get him acclimated to a business life, and understanding. I have a 13-year-old Kaylin. She's in junior high. She's awesome athlete. She's like a genius. And I
Yeah.
have Karina, who's 8, and that's like the mini me, but like the better version, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's the best of my best. And she's also the best of my crazy too. So I mean,
Oh my goodness. That means that she's got some one-liners waiting for us too. I already know.
yeah, she has sparks.
I can believe that. I think that's so amazing. First of all, I'm still stuck on you saying that Cam is 20 years old, because I remember when this was a little bitty kid.
When he went to
And
college with us, I'm like, don't worry about it. You've been to college already.
seriously, it blows my mind to even think that, our kids are growing up, our kids are the same ages. And it's funny because we look at them, we're like, okay, so where did 13 years go this fast? Where did 8 years go this fast? What's going on? But I think that's amazing, that you pointed out that you have to make sure that you're honoring their differences and
Yeah.
treating them according to who they are, versus just saying, this is me as a parent, this is how I do it, this is the end. Because a lot of times we get caught up in that mindset of thinking we should rear the way we were reared, or things of that nature, and it creates chaos, for a lack of a better word.
It really does, Michelle. And I mean, this is the year of breaking generational curses. I mean, we've been just saying, oh, we got to break generational curses for so long, and we've never done anything.
Right.
Like, what are so this is the year that we as women, like, we have to claim it, proclaim it, claim it, and break it. For example, one thing that is part of my brand as me, Stacy Bowers, one thing that's part of me as a person is that, when I go through life, um, I accept the fact that I'm not gonna be a 1960s mom or a 1940s mom. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it, because my grandmother was a phenomenal mom, and my mother because she's still she is a wonderful woman and a wonderful mom.
Shout out
However,
to your dope mom, because I love her.
comedy. But sometimes when you're dealing with old school people, and my mom's a very old soul, and sometimes we have disagreements because, you know, we as women, again, we accept these roles that society places on us. And one thing I've always been is unapologetically me. Like,
Yeah.
you've spoken as to Stacy, you always keep it real. You're black and white, right? But I'm unapologetically all of those things. And I think that we're in a time and a space where we as moms, we as women, as mothers, because some of you guys don't have kids, and I get it, but we don't have to conform to the same roles and lives like
Oh
what
my
the days of
gosh.
yore had. So I'm divorced. I'm a single mom, right? I own a business. I'm not gonna choose. I don't feel like it's fair for me to choose rearing my kids or owning a business, or rearing my kids and working. I don't feel like it's fair for me to choose rearing my kids and entering the dating life. I don't
Yeah.
think that it's fair that we fall into the generational curse
Right.
of removing life fulfillment from our
Yes.
table, because we want to do things and walk in the same steps that some of our, foremothers have done. which is nothing wrong with how they've done things, but we're in a different time. So sometimes getting to happy looks differently for us. And we've got to be able to make that adjustment.
Oh, honey. First of all, you're preaching, because this is a conversation that I have a lot with my friends, is that I fell into that with my oldest, especially. I fell into that, okay, now you're a mom, so you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And it turned into this whole don't fest of don't be a woman, don't be a single mom, don't be like, you just got to be a mom. You had a baby, you got to be a mom, and that's all you can be. You're going to work and be a mom. And it's like, okay, so at what point do I honor Michelle, the woman, the
Right.
Michelle that desires to date or desires to be in a relationship or any of that, the person that I am? Because I think sometimes people forget that just because you're a mom, it doesn't make you less human. I have to tell my kids all the time, you do know I'm a person, right? And I have feelings, and sometimes I want to be left alone too. I love you, but
Right. And
yeah,
the guilt that women carry around, whether you're a mom or not, because sometimes we're responsible for siblings or
yeah,
parents, the guilt that we carry around is ridiculous
yeah,
for having to shorten time for other things and, and rob yourself so that you can pour into these different glasses. And the one glass that's not on a table is yourself. And so, like, this is one thing that I have always been big on. My children know I will take my me time. I do things with them collectively and individually. All three of them have different little, dinner spots or lunch spots they like to go to. So once a week, maybe twice a week, because I cook a lot. But with the whole pandemic thing where we've been inside the house, and Texas is open, I'm fully vaccinated. My son is fully vaccinated. So I do try to take them out. Let's go jogging. Let's go. My daughter, one of them loves sushi. I'm like, okay, let's
yeah,
go on a sushi date. Like these are the things that we do together. So I make sure I make time for them individually and collectively because they got to learn. I mean, but I tried coming from the pandemic to do things more with them individually since we're always around each other.
yes,
Always. I
yes,
mean, that's an aside to where we really are because we were just scratching the surface of this conversation. And I know it's hard for you too, Michelle. Often, I mean, we know you got babies too. And the one thing that I really, really want to get across is that it is okay for us to recognize our dreams and it is okay for us to go after those, regardless of how many pots we have on the stove. You better have a cake in the oven. You better be the cake that's baking.
yes,
You are
yes,
dessert.
yes. That's so powerful, Stacey. Like, I don't even know if you realize the power that's in that statement, because we are made to feel guilty
Mm,
about making the choice to love ourselves, to honor ourselves, to focus on ourselves. But in all sense of the word, self-care is not selfish, but it is selfish. You need it. It's not a selfish choice, but it's the selfish thing you need to do. You need to do that for yourself. And gone are the days, I was telling my husband, I was like, gone are the days are of me sitting back and not speaking up and having a voice and saying, um, no to that, no to this, and I'm about to leave and you can enjoy your children.
right. And this is what we say proclaim it. Say what you're going to do. Claim
Mhm.
it. Go get it. Reclaim it. If it works, go back and do it again.
That's right. That's right.
That's
That's
what I
right.
say.
I think that's important. You just spoke a volume of words over what women, what moms, what future moms or potential moms, what we all need to hear just as women, because we literally walk around carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders and
Mhm.
never getting released from it. But
Mm-mm.
the last time I checked, Atlas was not depicted as a woman.
No.
So we need to correct that depiction, because it's clear that we're the ones who are keeping this thing turning. So I appreciate that. But I got to touch on something that you said, because if people don't know, you're currently
Oh,
on this season of Ready to Love on OWN, right?
yeah.
So you talked about getting back into the dating game because you've been divorced for how long now?
Um, 4 years. Oh,
Quite some
look,
time.
no
So
one. I think that people are probably shocked because they just. I'm not a big broadcaster of my
right.
life, which
Yeah.
is part of the challenge and the growth I've had in going through this experience.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
it's
because you got to be pretty open to be on a dating show, right?
yes, I have to let all y'all into my life.
Right, right, right. I think it's interesting. I want to hear from your perspective. Like, is it something that you ever imagine yourself doing? Ever?
Well, we know I'm super athletic and super
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
I was, I was on The Amazing Race before. So my mental is more of like a physical, um, strenuous. I'm a thinker. So I like to solve things. So I'm more of and that's my normal lane of things. Like I'll go jog, but I can't go and run after a man.
Right.
So
Like I
this is
could see you
a
doing an
really,
escape room challenge. So when we talked about the dating thing, I was like, whoa, I was completely taken off. I said, you're going to do what now?
I
This
know.
is
I was
going to
like,
be fun. But I
yeah.
think it's amazing.
It was really fun. It was really fun. And I learned a lot of things about myself
Yeah.
going through the process. Like before you enter the realm of dating, you got to clean house, right? So I made sure I hit up my therapist first. I was like, girl, we got to make sure we get all of these skeletons out. So I don't want to have no baggage, no issues. So
Yeah.
I went on the show fresh and clean, looking for my love. And what I presented was my true authentic self. Um, it was very important that I went into this experience and just into life, filed post divorce without having any baggage. By
Yeah.
baggage, I mean everybody goes through things, right? But what I didn't want to do, in all fairness to the guys out there, is I didn't want to be the person to judge you based on my previous experience. So I wanted to make sure that my blackboard was clear. There was no chalk, no scratches, nothing. We cleared the board. And I realized like I don't have a type. What? You don't have a
Yeah.
type? I kept thinking I did, but
You
then
thought you did. How crazy is that to be at a place where you know that you're free and clear and go, I don't even really know like what I like because I don't have this one thing that I like.
right. But well, and in all fairness, I think it's fair for us as women to approach a situation in respect of it's okay to not know what you like, and it's okay to know exactly what you don't like, because
Yes.
setting healthy boundaries, that's self-love, that's a form of self-love and respect. And so I knew the things that I could take, and I knew my threshold, but I didn't know what to expect. And that's how I approached dating in general. Like, we gonna see what it do. But I know what I won't do, and I know what I do.
Was it scary?
It
Starting this
wasn't.
process, was it scary?
No, it wasn't scary at all. Um, oops. Sorry, little one is in here.
You don't have to oops. It's okay. Like my kids are good to bust through the door at any given moment asking
No,
for random stuff.
no, she came, and our new hiccups kind of sound like a goat, like like it's so crazy because when I tell you she's my identical person, I'm so sorry, y'all. But I started hiccuping like that one day. And then I don't know if it's a burp or a hiccup. I don't know what it is. And then, kid you not, a week later, she has the same thing suddenly. And I'm like, oh,
Because you got a literal mini me. That's what
I'm
that is.
like things that happen to me over time, it just happens to her on the spot. And so now that's her little hiccup burp thingy. And
I love that you called it a goat hiccup because that's classic. Too much, too much. How has it affected your babies doing this, going on this adventure?
oh my gosh. My kids think they're on these dates with me.
Oh
They
gosh.
are, they're ride or
They're
die.
invested.
They're invested. They are
I
ride or
love
die.
it.
One thing about them that I absolutely adore is the fact that this is something they want for me.
Yeah.
This is what they want. And so um they are like, every time I come in, they're like, who are you with? But like in a good way, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like they're
How'd
trying
it
to
go? Did you
get
like it? Was it
info.
cool?
Did he try to kiss you? Like, what, who? So it's very interesting these days in my household.
That is very, very funny. I think that's amazing. Is Cam the same way? Is he like on board?
He's the worst one.
Oh my gosh.
He's the worst. Patty, basta.
Part of being a dope Black mom.
Yes, we're multitasking, and then she's, Patty, I'm doing the thing, and all of that noise can be heard. It's no better time to drag a whole clothes basket across the floor than right now.
Yep. Or play violin right above me.
I thought I had him locked in a dungeon. So.
It does not work. It does not work.
Trust me. Guys.
It's okay. That's the thing about this space. It's so raw and unfiltered. It's truly authentic. It's just dope Black girl conversations happening. So I'm excited about that. I love that you're on this journey. I love that you are still being unapologetically you, because I can remember times where you question, should you be unapologetically you? You question, should you be who you are? And I've always been like, Stacy, just be you. And if they don't love you, screw them. But they're gonna love you. But if they don't, those aren't the people that are meant to love you. Right. Because you are a person who, you're amazing. You're an amazing friend. You're an amazing, family member, daughter, cousin, mom. Like, you're just who you are. Delta, like, you're phenomenal on every level. And you've always been who you are. And you even taught me, like, stop trying to adjust for these people. Mm-hmm. Princess, stop. You were like, stop it.
I had to watch myself, because I was about to say, hey, Princess.
No, it's okay, because you were the one who told me, you were like, embrace that name that your mom gave you. Stop worrying about what these other people are thinking, saying, or doing, because they mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. When you leave here, you won't have any of that to worry about. So why are you worried about it now? And you will give me some real hard, I won't say harsh, but hard lessons of, we're not having tears. We're not losing friends. We're not doing any of that stuff, because at the end of the day, none of that is going to matter. Who are you? Mm-hmm. All right, now, who do you want to be? Okay, so boss up and be her. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to figure this out. And I love that about you. So I love that all of these different things are happening.
It gives me like heart butterflies. Like, I don't know if it's palpitations because she don't walk back in this room, or if it's real butterflies.
Listen, I'm so, like I said, I'm so proud of you, because you've overcome so many things, and people don't know that. That's a whole nother conversation for a different time. But much. Just knowing that you're in this place where you're like, yep, I'm gonna do me.
I have no choice but to.
I love it. And your girls are watching.
And I'll tell you, like, going back to us understanding who we are as women, as dope bomb ass women. Can I say ass?
You can.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want to say. There's no filter.
I'll keep it PC though. But like, going back to us reclaiming ourselves, like, sometimes we know who we are and we lose who we are. And I think that, like, it came a point in time, like in my marriage, where I was like Rosie, Rosie on the Jetsons. Mm-hmm. And she's just buzzing around, and it's without any emotion or feelings, because now, like, we're in a routine of things, and we lose track of things that are vital to our survival. Like, it's not even necessary for your success. It's vital to your survival, because I really, like, had to come to a place where I had to make a really tough decision. Like, do I want to continue, being the cookie that's cut? Or am I going to break out of this shell and be the pie and be whomever I want to be? I'm going to keep it in the dessert analogies, because underneath all of this, I'm sweet. I'm really a sweet girl. But Um, but I had to come to a point in my life, and I chose happiness over everything. And that's not to discount anybody else, like your ex spouses or your ex anybody's. Like we get guilt, we find guilt. Black women, we carry around so much guilt that we've got to
Yes.
stop. So we carry around the guilt of still trying to protect someone that may have hurt us, who wasn't good for us, who didn't understand our dreams, whatever was the cause of, the of any relationship in life to dissolve, not just
Yeah.
with your spouse. And we carry that guilt around as if we need to protect that other person. But what we need to do is project your person. That means you have to accept your happiness. It's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That is what I live by. Happiness is non-negotiable. We can talk about and we can do whatever we want to do. But one thing Stacey will never be is miserable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make every decision that I can for me and my three to be happy. And I'm gonna continue to like try to put us in a place where we can achieve all of our dreams and goals. Because the thing about being a mom, absent of any guilt, is we want to propel our children and help them, embrace their dreams as well. Michelle, I really do. Like, it is so crazy. Like, my kids and I, probably quarterly, we redo dream boards and we put it on the kitchen, on the refrigerator or on the bathroom mirror, so that we can recapture daily the things that we set out to do. And at the end of that 3-month period, right? At the end of the period, the things that we didn't do, that's fine. But the things that we did do, hey, we can see that we accomplished these things. And then the things that we didn't, manage to do yet, so that it's not a negative thing, so that it's not heavy on you, like, oh, I'm not accomplishing things. Guess what? We started all over. Here's a new dream board. And
Roll
this is
that right
a new
on over.
year. We're in a new year. We're in a new dream year. And so I found that that's how you continue to positively reinforce your, like, the things that you want to do as a person, but you also are teaching your children to capture their dreams. What did I say? Proclaim, claim, reclaim.
Yes.
So that's how their proclamation. So dream boards are those proclamations. And I know some people act like, oh, you're working on it, like all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what? Yes.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be on this little ratty little white piece of paper that I'm pulled out that printer. Mm-hmm. And
Absolutely.
somebody head might be cut out in this big closet that I really want to have one day in history circle. But as Black women, there's so many aspects of life that we have been groomed to consider cliche.
Absolutely.
And all that does is keep us from getting to where we deserve to be. It's not even where you want to be in life, Michelle. It's where you deserve to be. And
Absolutely.
so when we can fully release the the mental constraints that have been keeping us back, you know,
Yeah.
then we can recognize and achieve those things. It's almost like, as a people, we Black women, we've been conditioned to have a mentality like, how like some people have um like a little fence, an electric fence to train their animals, right?
Yeah.
So the animal, eventually will not even go by the fence because they've been shocked a couple times.
Yeah.
We have that ingrained in us and we have to erase it. We have to get rid of it. So part
Absolutely.
of me and my life and doing things differently, because I do have two beautiful daughters. I have daughters. So part of that for me is I can't say something and then do something differently.
Yeah.
If I really want them to be the women that they deserve to be and to have and accomplish the dreams that they want to have, then I've got to show them firsthand how it's okay to fall down. It's okay to think of wild things and go for it, like being on a dating show on Mississippi's finest, Oprah's network.
Yes.
Like,
Right?
so I mean, like, we have got to stop talking so much and just doing. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, stop talking yourself out of where you deserve to be. And what I've come to find is that the chatter will go away, the naysayers, because then they'll be believers because they'll see it happening. Then they're going to be on the sidelines watching you be you.
That's right.
No better place to be than you.
That's right. That's right. You just been dropping gems this whole time. That's what you're doing here.
Have I
We're
been?
dropping gems about empowering ourselves, about making sure that we're going after dreams and everything.
Girl,
That's
this is me every day.
every day. I just think
This is
I
me
think
every
that's
day.
really amazing because sometimes you have to hear it from different sources. Sometimes you have to hear it different ways because we've known that this was the type of conditioning that happens. And people have known for a while and yet they still fall a victim to it. But I feel like our generation is making the conscious choice to say, it stops here. It
Yes.
stops here. I tell the girls all the time, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? I tell my hashtag is my 12-year-old does my hair because she said she wanted to do hair when she was 7. So she's been doing it.
Yeah.
Who better to let you try on them and not get mad at you than your mama?
Right.
Go for it. That's what you want to do. Let's do it. So I think it's big because a lot of times people think they can't do something because they didn't start at a certain time.
Right.
So what we're teaching our girls is it's never too late to get started. Just start.
No.
Start somewhere.
Just start somewhere.
I think
Start
that's
somewhere and restart if you have to.
absolutely.
Go back to the drawing board and start all over unapologetically. It's okay because we are imperfectly perfect. And so things may not go as to plan all the time. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Do it again.
I think that's powerful. Like you've covered so much, and I know I'm going to bring you back for a couple other special topics that we have coming up in the future. But I want the people to know how they can find you on social media and when they can watch you on television.
Okay. So you can find me and my dating life on the screen on OWN Network at 9, 8 Central on Fridays. So every Friday night, come, because it's my first time watching it too, every time it airs. So I'm like, oh Lord. Like I was like, ooh, like the other day I was watching, I was like, ooh, I said that. Ooh.
Yes, yes.
I don't recall.
I didn't remember that. Yes. You have been hilarious.
I have champagne in my hand. Don't recall. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so find me there. It is a roller coaster of a season. I think by far probably the best season yet. And it's very interesting to watch. I'm part of the Houston cast, season 4 of Ready to Love on OWN. And also you can follow me on Instagram, Stacy, STACY _B, BEEE, 3 E's, like my 3 little babies. And you can find me there. And then I'm on Facebook. I kept everything the same. So Stacy B.
Absolutely love it.
I was trying. It's so hard juggling that social media. I got a Twitter too, but I can't even remember it. I know I got a Snapchat somewhere, but it's like now I know I just told all of us that we can do all things, but I really have problems juggling between all of these different social media platforms. The easiest one for me is Instagram. Like people be like, I messaged you a year ago. I was like, where?
You're like, where?
Facebook. I don't even know where my messages are on Facebook. Like, what are you
Oh my God. So you need to call the girls because I already know they know how to. Now they may not know how to navigate Facebook because like my child's like, what? Mama, nobody does Facebook. What are you doing?
No, my mom and them on it. Bye.
Right.
Bye, auntie. Facebook's for the aunties. Bye.
Yes.
Auntie.
But everything else is like, you just have to be in it. But you've been doing great on Instagram. So I love your Instagram stories. I love your page. It's fun. You did an Instagram live the other night. That was hilarious. So keep it coming. You're doing good.
I'm trying. Y'all pray for me.
We got
Bless
you. We
me
got you. I got one last question for you. What is one word that affirms who you are?
one word that affirms who I am:
Hmm.
empowered.
Tell us why.
Because I know that the only thing that I need to go and get and capture everything that I want is my self belief and my um, trueness to myself, and my really believing in myself. Because you can't be empowered if you're holding yourself to unrealistic standards, or if you're, what we talk about, that G word, if you keep maintaining this guilt, generational guilt, social guilt,
Mom
everything.
guilt.
We feel everything. We're empaths. Black women, that's what we are. We feel everything. And whether we express that we actually feel it, we show it or not, or we act like it doesn't affect us, it really does. So for me, the biggest thing that I've learned, and the thing that I feel like will describe me, is she's empowered. I'm unapologetic. If I want to wear a little bikini tomorrow, I'm just gonna do it. I don't even care. I don't even care about the little things on the back of my legs, because we all got them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I absolutely love that. I'm so proud of y'all. Like your whole family, you, your babies, um, just your journey, everything about you. I'm so enthralled with. Like you have surpassed every marker that I ever imagined for you, and I know you're gonna keep going. So keep going, because
Thank
you're setting the bars for your little sister still. Because I'm still be your little sister, right?
you. I
So I
mean,
just thank you for that.
I feel like, Michelle, just you as a woman, like your growth, like where you've come, like when we first met each other to where you are now, I just really think it would be unfair for me to continue calling you a little sister. You're just my sister. And I
Well,
think
you're also, I'm a baby though. When you met me, I was a baby.
you barely a baby girl. I ain't that much older than you.
Not much, not much, but I call you my big sister for a lot of reasons, just
I know,
because,
I'm just
it's
playing.
bigger than all the other stuff, but I look at you, I look up to you. Like, even though I'm taller than you, I still look up to you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit feisty little thing.
Tiny, tiny. So I'm grateful for you though. I want you to keep being who you are and what you are, and keep providing us this entertainment on Friday nights, sis, because I enjoy every bit of it. Seriously.
I'm
Seriously.
I'm scared of the next one. Y'all be watching with me on Pins and News, like, what is she about to say today?
I love it. I love it. Just
Ooh,
keep being
God,
awesome, because you are that and then some. Y'all thank her.
thank you.
Go follow on Insta. Go watch the show. Make sure you are supporting. And Stacy will be back, because we're going to have her talk about some other stuff, because this woman she's got levels and y'all don't
I
even
should write a
understand.
book. I
You
should have.
should. You
It's so
should.
much. It's
You
so much.
should.
I feel like once you get to every chapter of my of my the chapters of my life, you be like, girl, really? You couldn't have went through that too, because you said you did it. Oh, okay, so
You're like,
it just
what?
be adding on. I'd be like, ooh, just when you think you can't make it and you can't,
But
and you
see,
can't.
you need somebody to write that little I was there, so I know this happened. That little testimony piece, because it's like, no, I watched it. I know that happened for real. That's for real. Yeah, yeah. She survived
Everything
that.
really happened. I'm like, how so much stuff happened to one person? Ooh,
But baby, you built real resilient. That's how
yeah,
you can be empowered like that, because you know that you have the power to overcome. So it's
yeah.
like a special superpower. So you're
Thank you.
super, Stacy.
I know. Girl, I was right before we did this. I was trying to cook some greens, but I was stirring the pot, and do you know I started getting, the spoon cramp. That's
Mm-hmm.
what. Look what I've been drinking. I've been drinking some pickle juice because I was like, I can't be cramping up because I still got to make some cornbread.
But
I-
listen, people don't know nothing about that if they don't know how to cook.
Girl, it was my hand was closed. I was like, dang it.
Yeah, they don't know nothing about what it's like when you trying to get They're whipping it around. They don't know nothing about that. That's a Southern thing. They not ready. They
Whipping and
not ready.
flipping, girl. Whipping and flipping.
Listen, she can cook too, y'all. She can cook. So
Don't tell,
be on
don't
the
tell,
lookout.
don't tell them, because I don't want nobody trying to come and think I'm a meal prep for them, because I don't have time for that.
She don't have time. Listen, she's out here living her life, doing her thing, and being beautiful and flawless while happening. Like all of it. It's just it's fabulous. So I love it. That's my sis. Y'all be blessed. Whatever you do, by all means, no matter what's going on, please protect your energy and protect your peace at all costs. Y'all have a good
Absolutely. Blessed be. Thanks.